Hello, everyone. This is Physical Lounge from Fisico, the International Physical Theater Festival, and today we're connected with Elinor Randle of the company Tmesis Theater. Elinor is a multitask, extremely busy person, and among other things, apart from being involved in physical theater at a company level, she also organizes physical theater festival. But that's enough talking from my side. So Elinor, if you are in Liverpool right now, first of all.
I am, yeah, I'm in Liverpool.
Okay. So let us divide this into sections. First of all, I guess it all started with Tmesis and then it expanded into the festival. Correct me if I'm wrong. I am wrong most of the times. What's Tmesis all about, and why this name? Has it got a meaning or?
Yeah, so Tmesis was actually the name of our first show, and that was about an ancient Greek myth where you have creatures that have 4 arms and 4 legs, 2 heads, and then they were split in half by the gods, and that's why we're finding our other half today. So the word in English is to, when you put a word inside a word, and then in Greek, it's to join or to separate. So that was the name of our first show, and we had a different company name. We got sued, and so we decided to use this name because it meant something to us, and hopefully we wouldn't get sued again.
Okay, and let me set some chronological order in all of this. We're speaking about what year? How far back?
So we set up 2003.
Okay, wow. So, and then, looking at your website, and you are involved in so many projects, and one of them, and that's how we first met, is your festival, Physical Fest Liverpool. So how did you, go from running a company then creating these festivals, if you, in such a niche field, which is physical theater?
Yeah, so we were making work, myself and a guy that used to make work with Yorgos, and we were always traveling all around Europe to go to workshops and just hungry to train and learn and see work and be inspired. And so we had the idea to bring workshops to Liverpool. So it started off as a workshop festival. So we'd bring artists we were interested in from around the world. And at that time, I think there wasn't so much of that on offer in the UK, and with a big mix. So we had people coming from all over the world to take part in 10 days with different practitioners. And it was really inspiring, great for us as young artists to train and meet people, meet potential directors for our shows. And then that grew really. So then we started involving performance, and now, many years later, it has quite a few different elements of supporting artists, and still with the ethos that for Liverpool, for the city, that it's work that wouldn't normally be shown here. So so just bringing different stuff to the city, celebrating the kind of mad diversity of physical theatre, whatever that is. But a place to, what a festival should be, I guess, to network, be inspired, see different work.
Well, certainly there aren't that many festivals specifically related to physical theater, so it's one of the few, and it's been going for a long time now. I think you told me 15 years, if I'm not mistaken. Is it correct?
Yeah, I think we started it in 2005, like quite small, with just the workshops, but yeah, that's a long time.
All right. Now, unfortunately, like everyone else, 2020 was not one of the best years for the performing arts, but still, let me just run the trailer from the edition of the 2019 festival so that people can see what it's all about. Okay. And I hope it will not mistake, because I'm a kind of a gaffer, they say in French, but it should work. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna stop here, and it looks like quite a festival. And how many venues are involved? I mean, or were involved in the 2019 edition? Because
Oh, I can't remember actually now. I mean, different spaces, and we try and use different spaces in the city, outdoor and indoor, and yeah, quite a few. I can't remember.
Yeah, amazing enough, I just make a little joke here. I didn't see any rain for the outdoor space.
Yeah. This has always been a problem. We used to have actually a lot more outdoor work, and then we put it often into 1 or 2 days, and then if it rained, it's all ruined. So that's still a difficulty here.
Yeah. Yeah. And how did you find these companies? I mean, do you actually go and fish for companies? Do you have like an application process, or how does it work?
So far, the only application processes are for the nights of like extracts of work. So everything that happens in the festival, I have seen live. So yeah, I try and see work. So try and go to festivals when I can, and travel and see work. So that's normally the process. And then over the years, obviously, you build up relationships with artists and get recommendations, and yeah.
Okay, and just out of curiosity, also for the people that are listening to this conversation, I guess a lot of artists, especially newbies, they're very interested on how can they, get in that kind of process where they would be selected for a major festival, whatever. I mean, do you actually go to other festivals yourself, or how do you, how do you select your shows? I mean, the shows you want to see, and you kind of think, okay, this may be good for my festival.
Yeah, I mean, it's the base of the work is physical in some way, but the style is really open. So we have all different, stuff that's more towards dance theatre or clowning, and basically it's just to get in touch and invite us to see the work. So, if we're interested, we'll always try. I mean, at the moment, obviously, I'm saying this and we can't travel, and we haven't been able to travel for a long time. So it's still worth sending full-length videos. And for me, it's about, ideally not just taking the standard things that go around all the festivals, and trying to find new work, that wouldn't maybe normally be here. It's not always easy to have the finances to go and travel, but that's the aim, yeah.
Okay, and so what's happening for this year, 2021? Because the festival in 2019 was in June. You always have it in June, is it correct? Or
yeah, it has been. It has been May, June time. So now I'm busy right now trying to finalize, which is very difficult at the moment. So yeah, we found out not long ago we got the funding, so that's great, and trying to piece it together. So a mixture of some online stuff, as much live as possible. So we've got some outdoor work. One of the main things actually this year that I decided to do was to create a piece with the company, a site-specific piece, which is really exciting for us, but it also means that we're a bit more in control of it. So, in terms of COVID restriction and venue. So we're using a beautiful old restored church to create a site-specific piece for the festival. And actually, we've got 2 open calls out at the moment for new work. So one for female artists for bursaries, and one for our night of new work, which shows different extracts. Excuse me. The radio comes on spontaneously. It's really weird.
Don't worry, it's all right. So people may apply and kind of propose shows under these 2 sections. Is it correct, or are you still looking for shows? Or
oh yeah, so on that one section you can propose work, and we show over 2 nights extracts, really, like maximum half an hour. So what happens with that is that we get a chance to take a risk on work, and then hopefully the next time we'll bring it back, or we start relationships with the companies and the artists and our audiences. The other one is a bursary, so that is for female artists, because we do a lot of work to promote and support female artists because we're female-led, and that is to create a piece with support and mentoring from us as well for the festival.
Okay, and listen, another topic I wanted to touch, look at your website, and is your digital work. It seems that even during the lockdown, you were creative and productive. For a lot of people, it wasn't that way. But I seen the work you did, and it looks very, very interesting. So, can you just tell us what you did? So, what happened?
Yeah, so I decided to create a project which was, again, focusing on female work. So I invited 5 writers to write a short piece. It was very free, it was very open. So the only brief was it has to be on some aspect of being a woman. And really interesting, diverse writers. What was great, I was going to make a film in some way using movement and female artists. But I would wait and see what I got back from the text, and then I'd work with the artists. Some of them I had to work with from a distance. So one was in Spain, one was in India. Some were able to be live in Liverpool. I performed in one as well, and I haven't performed for a long time, so that was nice. So then we'd work how to make a short film, I guess, with some of them filmed by professional companies, some filmed by a friend on a mobile, and then it was a really interesting process and exciting for me to work in a different way.
Sorry for interrupting you, but what I've seen looks very interesting, and also physical theater in a way. It's very cinematic, so it kind of looks good on video. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna show just a short extract for one of these 5 short. Is it 5? Is it correct?
Yeah.
5 or 6? Okay, and that's the one from India. So here he goes. Let's watch it a second together. Okay.
We are becoming invisible. I am becoming invisible. I am being erased, slowly, surely, becoming dust. Age a shroud I wear before I am even dead. In this capitalist world, youth is valued more than anything, and women in menopause groups get advice on spending thousands of pounds on face fillers, facelifts, lotions, potions and creams, moisturizing up here, down there. We are clinging to the fountain of youth. We are becoming invisible. We are becoming invisible.
Okay, so you know what? I don't know. Maybe it's because all the video stuff I watch is on Amazon and Netflix, and after a while, it really gets really boring. And as a matter of fact, I canceled my Netflix subscription because they're all the same. So this kind of stuff, it just looks very interesting, and I wonder whether there's through the lockdown, maybe some new kind of form of video art, I would call it video art, will be born out of that. And these are all female stories, by the way.
Yeah.
Is it correct? Yeah. Okay. So extremely interesting, and my compliments, because we were able to organize this from different parts of the world. So we got India. What else? India, UK,
Spain. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I just invite everyone to go to your website and watch these video works, because they are very interesting, and also the quality is very high. I mean, this is a professional video as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Well, listen, we're just about to finish our chat, and how about personally, how did you live this period? I mean, it must have been difficult like for everyone else, but I see you've been very, very creative. And apart from that, let me add this before we finish. You also do courses, don't you? I mean, because I see workshops in the festival. So sorry, before we touch to that question I asked, if you want to carry on with that, I mean, do you still organize courses, or what's the story? What's going on?
Yeah, so we've been doing a creative development course for young women, and we ran that online throughout the lockdown for the past 6 months. And it's more about supporting young women to realize their ambition and how they go about. So more about the kind of, I guess, the business side, helping them and it was really valuable at this time, particularly like as a inspirational support network, really, for young women. So yeah, we do that. That's something that started over the past couple of years. And then when we can get back in the space, we also run a training company, and that is directly linked to the festival. So that's a way of working. I direct it. I work and train with normally 14 young people that come to audition that are interested in physical theatre. And then we make a piece that is performed at the festival. So they'll be involved this year in the site-specific piece with the professional company as well.
Okay. So yeah, the question was, how did you cope during the lockdown? But it seems that you were so busy that you probably didn't get that much sleep. But do you see, let me add a touch of optimism, because in every disruptive event, there's always a seed for innovation. Just to give an example, I mean, the use of video right now, in theater, I think is going to stay here forever. And when I say video, I'm saying the possibility of stream shows, even if they are simultaneously on stage. Also, because in physical theater, like I said, it's so cinematic. And if you have a show that doesn't use any word, the potential is, out there is to distribute it all over the world. So, I mean, do you see any positive aspect in what happened? People gripe, and I don't like that. But is there anything positive or something that you think you got out of this, pandemic or whatever happened?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, personally, in a positive way, I did take a step back. Of course, I'm always the kind of person that has to be busy and stay busy, so I'll find a way. But I think for me, it was about pausing. We get onto this rat race, and then creatively, sometimes it can be a bit stagnant. So for me, it opened up new ways of working in film as well that I'm really interested in pursuing. And also just changing things up, not only for myself, but I think in a positive way for the sort of system and the arts and the venues, and just shaking up the norm. And I think, maybe the artist taking back control a little bit more, which I would be happy to see.
Okay, good. Well, like I said, I want to leave this a positive message in this interview, and I thank you very much for having shared your experience with us. So before we finish, if you want to give us the website of your theater company and just recap the dates of the next edition of Physical Fest, Liverpool, just real fast, or anything else which you may deem useful if anybody wants to get in touch with you or propose shows or whatever.
Yeah, so you can see information about the company on tomesistheatre.com, and there you can see about the festival as well, and just get in touch. I'll always reply to people that get in touch if you're interested in developing a relationship, sharing your work. And the festival dates this year are 25th of June to 2nd of July. Okay,
well, that's great. Well, let's see what happens. It's going to be still a kind of a bizarre summer, to say the least, but it's at least we got the drive, and it is a passion. So, if you don't love it, you don't do it.
Exactly.
So, okay, listen, Elinor, thank you very much, and well, let's keep in touch. And for anyone out there watching these interviews, Elinor Randle, Tmesis Theatre, Physical Fest, Liverpool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.